The Vorthan Empire ruled half the galaxy. For 200 years, their red warships had attacked planet after planet. Every world they visited became their slave. The galaxy feared them more than death itself. Admiral Kextar stood on his ship's bridge, watching fires burn on the planet below. This world had strong shields and powerful weapons, but they lost in just 3 hours, like all the others before them. "The planet gives up, Admiral," said Commander Velnox, his second officer. "They will not fight anymore." Kextar smiled. It always happened the same way. First, the aliens would fight back. Then they would realize they could not win. Finally, they would beg for mercy, every single time. "Take everything useful from this planet," Kextar ordered. "Send the people to work in our mines. They will serve the Empire now." The Admiral walked to his star map. Red dots marked every world the Vorthans owned. Green dots showed planets they would attack next. The green dots were getting fewer every year. Soon the entire galaxy would be red. A young officer came running up to him. "Admiral, sir, our scouts found a new target. It is a small system with one main planet. The people there call themselves humans." Kextar looked at the report for just a few seconds. "Probably backward. Savages," he said. "Single-planet races usually are weak. How long to reach them?" 6 days, Admiral." "Good. Tell all ships to get ready. We attack as soon as we arrive." But Kextar wanted to know more about these humans first. He called his intelligence officer over to his chair. "What do we know about this human species?" he asked. The officer checked his datapad. "Not much, sir. They seem to be a young race. They only just started traveling between planets. Their technology looks simple compared to ours." "Any military strength?" "Hard to say, Admiral. They have some weapons, but nothing like what we have seen before. Very basic stuff. Kinetic projectiles mostly. Some explosive devices. Nothing that should worry us." Kextar laughed. "Kinetic projectiles? You mean they still throw rocks at each other?" "In a way, yes, sir. Metal rocks that move very fast." This made the Admiral laugh even harder. "How primitive. We have energy weapons that can cut through mountains. Our shields can stop anything they might shoot at us." The intelligence officer nodded. "Yes, sir. This should be our easiest conquest yet." Kextar walked back to his star map. He picked up a red marker and drew a circle around the human system. Another easy victory for the Empire. "Admiral," his communications officer called out. "Message from High Command. They want to know about our progress." "Tell them we have taken another world without losses," Kextar replied. "And tell them we have found our next target, a primitive species called humans. We will crush them within hours of arrival." The bridge crew cheered. They had served under Admiral Kextar for many years. He had never lost a battle. He had never even fought a difficult battle. Every enemy fell before the might of the Vorthan Empire. "Sir," asked Commander Velnox, "should we bring the full fleet for these humans?" Kextar thought about it. His fleet had over 200 warships. The biggest ships could destroy entire cities with one shot. The smallest ships were still more powerful than anything these humans probably had. "Yes, bring everyone," he decided. "Not because we need them, but because it will be good training for the new recruits. They can watch how a real conquest works." The Admiral went to his private quarters to rest. Tomorrow they would begin the journey to the human system. In 1 week there would be another red dot on his map. The humans would join the countless other races serving the Vorthan Empire. He looked out his window at the planet they had just conquered. Cities were burning across its surface. The alien inhabitants were being loaded onto transport ships like cattle. This was the natural order of things. The strong ruled the weak. The Vorthans were the strongest of all. Kextar had personally conquered 47 worlds. Each conquest had made him more confident. Each victory had proven Vorthan's superiority. He had fought aliens with energy shields, plasma cannons, force fields, and even some with mental powers. All had fallen. These humans would be no different. They would see the Vorthan fleet and surrender immediately, like smart beings do. If they were stupid enough to fight, they would die quickly. Either way, the result would be the same. The admiral fell asleep thinking about his next promotion. After he conquered the human system, High Command would probably make him a fleet admiral. He would get an even bigger ship and more worlds to conquer. But thousands of light years away on a small blue planet orbiting a yellow star, things were different than Kextar imagined. The humans had detected his fleet. They knew he was coming. And unlike every other species the Vorthons had fought, the humans were not afraid. They were getting ready to fight back. Captain Jake Murphy was having the worst day of his life. He stood in the control room of Luna Station, Earth's biggest space-watching post. The coffee in his cup had gone cold 3 hours ago, but he did not care. The computers had found something terrible in space. "Check those numbers again, Lieutenant Carter," Murphy said. His voice sounded calm, but inside he felt sick with worry. Lieutenant Amy Carter typed fast on her computer. "I checked 3 times, sir. Big enemy fleet coming toward Earth. They will be here in 3 days. I have never seen ships this large before." Dr. Paul Henderson was the station's alien expert. He looked over Carter's shoulder at the screen. "Sir, we have been listening to their radio messages. They call themselves Vorthons. From what I can understand, they have conquered many planets." Murphy pressed the emergency button to call Earth Command. In a few minutes, Admiral Lisa Grant's face appeared on the big screen. She was the leader of Earth's military forces. "Admiral, we have big trouble," Murphy said. He sent her all the computer data about the alien fleet. "Unknown enemy ships coming to Earth. From their radio messages, they have never lost a battle." "Admiral," Grant looked worried but stayed calm. "How much time do we have, Captain?" "Less than 3 days, ma'am. Then we need to act fast. I am sending out the Defiance." Murphy's eyes went wide. The Defiance was Earth's newest warship. It was still being tested and was not ready for real fighting yet. The ship used new technology that humans had learned from studying crashed alien ships. "Admiral, the Defiance is not finished yet. Captain Stone and his crew have only done practice battles on computers. They have never fought a real enemy." "They will have to learn quickly," Admiral Grant said. "Call Captain Stone right now. Tell him to get ready to leave immediately." The screen went dark. Murphy turned to his workers. The next few days would decide if humans became slaves or if they could fight back against this alien empire. At the Dador, same time, Captain Ryan Stone was working late in Earth's space dock. His ship, the Defiance, was the most advanced warship humans had ever built. It had new weapons, stronger armor, and faster engines than any ship before it. Stone's communicator beeped. "Captain Stone here." "Captain, this is Admiral Grant. We have an emergency. Enemy alien fleet approaching Earth. You and the Defiance are our only hope." Stone felt his heart start beating faster. "How many enemy ships, Admiral?" "Over 200, Captain. They call themselves Vorthons. Intelligence says they have conquered dozens of worlds." 200 ships? Stone could not believe it. "Admiral, the Defiance is just one ship. How can we fight so many?" "Because, Captain, you have something they have never faced before. You have human determination, and you have weapons they have never seen." Stone looked around his ship. His crew was small but good. Lieutenant Commander Beth Taylor was his second officer. She was smart and brave. Chief Engineer Matt Rodriguez knew the ship's engines better than anyone. Weapons Officer Karen Price could hit targets that others missed. "Admiral, what are my orders?" "Stop them, Captain. Do whatever it takes. The future of humanity depends on you." The communication ended. Stone called his crew together in the main meeting room. 25 men and women sat down to hear what their captain had to say. "Crew of the Defiance," Stone began. "In 3 days, a large alien fleet will reach Earth. They have conquered many worlds. They think humans will be easy to defeat." The room was very quiet. Everyone knew this was serious. "We are going out to meet them," Stone continued. "We will be alone against over 200 enemy ships. The odds are not good." A young ensign named Bobby Clark raised his hand. "Captain, why are we going alone? Where are the other Earth ships? We are the only ship ready for this kind of fight," Stone explained. "The Defiance has new technology. We have weapons that work differently than what these aliens expect. Weapons Officer Price spoke up. Captain, what makes our weapons special? Stone smiled for the first time that day. Karen, humans have been fighting wars for thousands of years. We know how to build weapons that kill. These aliens have been fighting races that never fought back hard. They do not know what real war looks like. Chief Engineer Rodriguez looked worried. Sir, the engines are still being tested. I do not know if they can handle a real battle. Matt, you will make them work, Stone said with confidence. Because if we fail, Earth becomes a slave planet. The crew sat quietly thinking about what their captain had said. Finally, Lieutenant Commander Taylor stood up. Captain, when do we leave? In 6 hours, Stone replied. We launch at midnight. Get some rest, check your equipment, and say goodbye to anyone you need to. This might be our last mission. As the crew left the meeting room, Stone stayed behind. He looked out the window at Earth below. The blue planet looked peaceful and beautiful. In 3 days, it might be burning like all the other worlds the Vorthons had conquered. But Stone had a plan. The Defiance was different from any ship the aliens had ever fought. It was built by humans who understood war, and Captain Stone was going to teach the Vorthon Empire what happens when you threaten humanity. The Vorthon fleet came out of hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system. 212 warships appeared in perfect formation. Admiral Kextar smiled as he looked at his sensors. Only one human ship was coming to meet them. Just one ship? Commander Velnox laughed out loud. These humans must be even more stupid than we thought. Maybe they want to surrender without fighting, said the communications officer. Many races send one ship to give up when they see our fleet. Kextar studied the human ship on his screen. It was much smaller than his flagship, but it looked different from other alien ships. Most ships in the galaxy were round and smooth. This human ship had sharp edges and looked like it was built only for fighting. Open a communication channel, Kextar ordered. Let us hear them beg for mercy. The main screen turned on, showing a human male in military clothes. Captain Ryan Stone looked back at them with eyes that showed no fear. He did not look like someone ready to surrender. This is Captain Stone of the Earth ship Defiance, the human said. You have entered our solar system without permission. Turn your ships around and leave now. Everyone on the Vorthon bridge started laughing. Kextar raised his hand to make them quiet. Human, I am Admiral Kextar of the Vorthon Empire. We have conquered 200 worlds. Your fighting back means nothing. Give up now and your people will be allowed to serve our empire. Captain Stone's face did not change. Admiral, you have made 2 big mistakes. First, you think we will give up because others did. Second, you are about to learn why humans are different from other races. And what makes you so special? Kextar asked with a mean smile. We have been fighting each other for thousands of years, Stone replied. We know war better than you can imagine. We have made it perfect. You conquered races that never knew real fighting. Today, you meet humans. The communication ended. Kextar stared at the empty screen. The human's confidence made him feel worried for the first time in years. Admiral, his tactical officer said, the human ship is not running away, it is still coming toward us. One ship against our whole fleet? Kextar shook his head. These humans must be crazy. But deep inside, something bothered him about this. Human captain. Stone had not begged. He had not tried to make a deal. He had just warned them to leave. No alien had ever done that before. On the Defiance, Captain Stone turned to his crew. Everyone was at their stations ready for battle. Lieutenant Commander Beth Taylor stood next to him. Chief Engineer Matt Rodriguez had made the engines work better than ever before. Weapons Officer Karen Price had loaded every weapon on the ship. Listen up, everyone, Stone said over the ship's communication system. We are not just fighting for Earth today. We are fighting for every race that could not fight back. Today we show the galaxy that bullies can be beaten. The bridge crew nodded. They were scared, but they were also angry. These aliens had destroyed so many worlds. They had made so many people into slaves. It was time someone stood up to them. "Captain," said Lieutenant Commander Taylor, "incoming message from the Vorthons." "Put it through," Stone replied. Admiral Kextar's face appeared on screen again. This time he looked angry. "Human captain, this is your last chance. Surrender now or we will destroy your ship." "Admiral," Stone said calmly, "let me tell you something about humans. We have fought wars on every continent of our planet. We have fought in the air, on the ground, under the water, and in space. We have fought with sticks, stones, swords, guns, bombs, and energy weapons. Fighting is what we do best." "You are just one ship," Kextar shouted. "Yes," Stone agreed. "But we are humans, and one human ship is about to teach your empire something it has never learned before." The screen went dark again. Stone looked at his crew. "All stations report ready?" "Engines ready," called out Rodriguez. "Weapons ready," said Price. "Defense systems ready," reported Taylor. "Navigation ready," added Pilot Major Alex Kim. Stone sat down in his captain's chair. "Then let us show them what humans can do. All ahead full. Take us into the middle of their fleet." The Defiance shot forward like an arrow. The human ship moved faster than the Vorthons expected. It was heading straight for the center of their formation. "Are they trying to ram us?" asked Commander Velnox. "I do not know," Kextar replied. "But it does not matter. All ships prepare to fire. As soon as they get close enough, destroy them." But Captain Stone had no intention of ramming the enemy fleet. He had studied every report about Vorthon tactics. He knew how they fought. They always stayed in formation and used their numbers to win. They had never faced an enemy that fought like humans. "Alex, take us between those two big ships," Stone ordered. "Karen, get ready to fire everything we have." The Defiance flew into the Vorthon formation like a shark swimming into a school of fish. The enemy ships were so big and so close together that they could not turn fast enough to follow the small human ship. "Now," Stone shouted. Weapons Officer Price fired every gun on the Defiance at the same time. But these were not the energy weapons the Vorthons expected. These were human weapons built by a race that had spent thousands of years learning how to kill efficiently. The first shots hit two Vorthon destroyers. The alien ships exploded in bright flashes. Their shields, which had always protected them before, did nothing against human weapons. "Impossible," Velnox screamed as he watched 3 more enemy ships die. "How are their weapons getting through our shields?" Admiral Kextar gripped his command chair as the Defiance moved through his fleet like a hunting animal. The human ship was small and fast. It could go places his big ships could not follow. "All ships fire," Kextar ordered. "Kill that human ship." The Vorthon fleet shot thousands of energy beams at the Defiance. It should have been destroyed instantly. But the human ship moved in ways that seemed impossible. It twisted and turned between the enemy shots like it was dancing. "How are they moving like that?" Kextar demanded. His science officer checked his instruments. "Admiral, their ship is using some kind of drive we have never seen before. It can change direction almost instantly." On the Defiance, pilot Alex Kim was flying like his life depended on it, which it did. "Hold on, everyone, this is going to get rough." The human ship spun around a Vorthon cruiser and fired again. Another enemy ship exploded. The Vorthons had weapons that could destroy cities, but they could not hit one small human ship that refused to sit still and die. The battle had been going on for 2 hours. Admiral Kextar could not believe what he was seeing. One small human ship had already destroyed 30 of his warships. His fleet was falling apart. "How many ships have we lost?" Kextar asked his second officer. 37 destroyed, Admiral. 15 more badly damaged, Commander Velnox replied. His voice shook with fear. "The human ship moves too fast. Our weapons cannot hit it." Kextar watched the Defiance fly between his ships like a deadly bird. Every time it appeared, more Vorthon vessels exploded. The human weapons cut through, their shields like they were made of paper. "What kind of weapons are they using?" Kextar demanded. His science officer checked his computers. "Admiral, they are not using energy weapons like us. They are firing solid metal objects at very high speed. Our shields are designed to stop energy, not physical projectiles." "Metal objects?" Kextar could not understand. How can simple metal defeat our technology? On the Defiance, Captain Stone smiled as another enemy ship exploded. His crew was working perfectly together. They had found the enemy's weakness and were using it. "Great shot, Karen," Stone called to his weapons officer. "How many rounds do we have left?" Weapons Officer Karen Price checked her display. "About 60% remaining, Captain. These railgun rounds are working better than we hoped." The railgun was humanity's newest weapon. It used magnetic force to shoot metal slugs at incredible speed. The Vorthons had never seen anything like it. Their energy shields could not stop. Solid objects moving so fast. "Alex, take us around that big ship," Stone ordered his pilot. "Matt, how are the engines holding up?" Chief Engineer Matt Rodriguez wiped sweat from his face. "Engines are running hot, Captain, but they will keep working. The new drive system is performing perfectly." The Defiance's drive system was special. It could change direction almost instantly, something that big Vorthon ships could not do. This made the human ship almost impossible to hit. Lieutenant Commander Beth Taylor was watching the enemy fleet on her screens. "Captain, they are trying to surround us. 15 ships moving to block our escape route." "Who said anything about escaping?" Stone replied. "We came here to fight. Alex, take us straight at those 15 ships." Pilot Major Alex Kim grinned. "Yes, sir. Hold on, everyone. This is going to be fun." The Defiance shot toward the group of Vorthon ships trying to trap it. The enemy commanders thought the humans were running into their trap. They were wrong. Admiral Kextar watched his tactical display. "Finally, the human ship is flying right into our trap. All ships in Group 7 prepare to fire when they get close." But Captain Stone had a different plan. "Karen, load the special rounds," he ordered. "Special rounds loaded, Captain," Price replied. The special rounds were experimental weapons. They contained small explosive charges that would detonate after impact. The humans had never tested them in real battle before. As the Defiance flew toward the waiting Vorthon ships, everyone held their breath. At the last second, Stone gave the order, "Fire everything." The human ship shot all its weapons at once. The special rounds hit the enemy ships and exploded inside their hulls. 5 Vorthon vessels died in seconds. The others were badly damaged. "Impossible!" Kextar screamed. "How did they destroy so many ships so quickly?" Before anyone could answer, the Defiance disappeared from their sensors. "Where did it go?" Velnox asked. The answer came when the human ship appeared directly above Kextar's flagship. The Defiance had used a short-range jump drive to teleport behind the enemy formation. "Above us!" someone shouted. Captain Stone looked down at the Vorthon command ship. "Fire all weapons at that big ship," he ordered. The Defiance's guns fired point-blank into Admiral Kextar's flagship. The massive Vorthon vessel started breaking apart. Emergency alarms rang throughout the ship. "Abandon ship," Kextar ordered. "All crew to escape pods." As his flagship died around him, Admiral Kextar finally understood. The humans were not like other races. They did not fight to survive. They fought to win. There was a big difference. The battle continued for another hour. The Defiance kept moving through the Vorthon fleet, destroying ship after ship. The enemy tried everything they could think of, but nothing worked against the small human vessel. Finally, only a few Vorthon ships were left. The rest were either destroyed or floating dead in space. Admiral Kextar sat in an escape pod, watching his once mighty fleet burn. Captain Stone opened a communication channel to all surviving Vorthon vessels. "This is Captain Stone. Your fleet is defeated. Leave this system now and never come back." The remaining Vorthon ships turned around and ran away as fast as they could. They had never run from a battle before, but they had never faced humans before either. Admiral Kextar sent one last message before his escape pod left the battle zone. "To all Vorthon forces, do not attack the human system. They are not like other races. They are predators. We woke up something terrible." The message was sent across the entire Vorthon Empire. Word spread quickly that their mighty fleet had been destroyed by a single human ship. The news shocked the galaxy. On worlds conquered by the Vorthons, slave populations heard about the human victory. For the first time in decades, they had hope. If one human ship could defeat the Empire's best fleet, maybe they could fight back too. Rebellions started on dozens of worlds. The Vorthon Empire, which had seemed so strong, began to fall apart. Their enemies realized that the Vorthons could be beaten. Back on Earth, Captain Stone and his crew returned as heroes. The Defiance had saved not just Earth, but given hope to the entire galaxy. News reporters wanted to interview them. Politicians wanted to shake their hands. But Stone was already thinking about the future. "This is just the beginning," he told Admiral Grant. "We showed them we can fight. Now we need to help others do the same." Admiral Grant nodded. "What do you suggest, Captain?" "We build more, ships like the Defiance. We train other crews. And we help the enslaved worlds break free from the Vorthon Empire." Within months, Earth was building a new fleet. Human advisors traveled to rebel worlds, teaching them how to fight back effectively. The galaxy was changing. The Vorthon Empire tried to rebuild their fleet, but it was too late. They had lost their reputation of being unbeatable. Their enemies were no longer afraid of them. In just 1 year, the empire that had ruled for 2 centuries was gone. Hundreds of worlds were free again. And it all started with one human ship that refused to surrender. Captain Stone often looked back at that day when everything changed. The Defiance had done more than win a battle. It had proven that bullies could be stopped if someone was brave enough to stand up to them. The age of easy conquest was over. The age of human influence had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same again.